Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Compelling Conversations podcast. Today, I'm so excited to be hosting my good friend, Jesus. Jesus, thanks so much for being here, man.
Hello, thank you for having me. I appreciate you, Mr. Omer. Man, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm here. I'm excited to continue.
Yeah, yeah. And the conversation with you, man, they're always really exciting. So I'm just as excited as you are. Where are you
Yeah.
joining us from?
So I'm in Houston in my room with Tupac. Just had to point that out there.
Yeah,
But I guess in more small terms, I'm in Cyprus. I'm here. Yeah.
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 I think this might be the first episode I have with two Cypresians on. I think this might be.
With two
So
what? Sorry?
two Cypresians. Remember I coined that term, Cypresian, person from Cyprus?
Yes, that's right. You
Yeah,
tell me that. Yeah.
yeah. I think
Actually,
this might be the first episode. Yeah.
Parisian. That is I guess.
Yeah. That word, I particularly like that word integrate. Because like I'll tell you what I see. Like what I see when you walk into a room, could be guys and girls, right? It's happened. And it's just like the room just lights up like, yo, Choi, like the life of the party is here. How does that affect come around? Like how does that happen? What do you think that is?
I don't know, bro. I've been told that my grandma told me that I have this energy around me. And it's something that I hold to myself actually like a lot because I believe it to be true. There's a lot of times where I've been in situations where I could have been hurt really bad and I could have possibly died also multiple times, but I don't. And my grandma once told me it's because I have this kind of energy or aura around me that where like nobody, even if they try to hurt me, they couldn't hurt me, right? And so I was like, damn, like that's pretty powerful. So I always kept that to myself, like kept that like dear to me. So I think because of that, like I guess that aura or whatever, that energy, I think that's like it's a very welcoming energy for a lot of people. A lot of people say that my smile is very friendly and very welcoming. So I think that's part of the reason too. Like regardless, on the side of being able to talk to women and connect with them on a different like level, I guess and just be like their friend. You know what I mean? Like, I think it comes down to I guess like me also having like this sort of like welcoming energy or ambiance or whatever. I try to love like anywhere I go. Like it doesn't matter where I'm at. It's just that's just my main thing. You know what I mean? I don't want to let like make somebody else less of a person, less of themselves or anything less because I know how that felt growing up. Like if people made me feel like less. So I don't want to make anybody else feel like that. I want to make them feel like their own person and they should be proud of their own people, like their own person. And so that's one big thing about me that I think maybe plays a role in why people are able to get along and maybe open up to me. It maybe isn't much about me being accepted, but maybe it's about them being comfortable with opening their personality and who they are around me.
When going back to the whole order and chaos thing, there's certainly a good amount of order and chaos in all of us. When people exert that chaos onto you, like how do you deal with it? What do you do?
What do you mean when people exert chaos? Give me like a situation and then I'll understand.
Well, I don't know about a situation necessarily, but like some people are just mean, man, and there's just no need to be mean. Some people just really go out of their ways, and it's like could have just smiled at me, could have said hello. You know what I mean? People, well, there's some people. It's actually really funny. I remember writing about this. It's like like if I see somebody I know, I'm gonna go up there and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" But sometimes I'll like have an
Yeah.
experiment, right? Where I'll see them and then I'll look away because they haven't seen me yet, and then I'll wait until they see me, and I'll
So
know
you
that they've seen me. I'll know that they've seen me, but they don't come up to me, right? And it's like that's not necessarily chaotic, so to speak, but it's like it's kind of mean in a way. I mean, you know me, you could just said hi, you know? I guess it's got some grain of chaos to it. So it's just
Right.
like it's stuff like that. Like people are just like they're not as kind, I'd imagine. Yeah.
In that
Something
sense,
like that.
I
Yeah.
think all society in that sense is a little bit like on the shy or the
Too damn shy. I gotta say that, man. People
yeah,
are
too
too
damn
damn shy.
you know what I'm saying? And you're one of those
It's
people who
annoying
are
sometimes, yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, bro.
No, no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
It's something that I admire of you actually because you're able to be that person to go up to somebody when they maybe aren't able to do it themselves. And that's how you came and talked to me. So you know, like like you're
Yeah.
just that person, you know. And I think we do need definitely a lot more people like you because that allows for us to kind of open up a bit. But really, we the basis of all this and why we're like this now, I think we can all agree is because of technology. And since then, we've been more stuck to our phones than talking to each other. And
Yeah.
back in the days, you know, I'm pretty sure people were waiting in line getting groceries, talking to each other or something, or waiting to get a haircut, communicating, or you know what I'm saying? Like everybody was a lot more like talkative. Who knows? Maybe they were chismosos. Chismosos is how do I say?
Like
Somebody,
drama, right?
somebody
Chit
like
chat.
gossip. Yeah,
Yeah.
like somebody. Who
Gossip.
knows, maybe they were just talking you know like but regardless they were talking, they were communicating, they were getting to know who are the people that are the neighbors. Nowadays a lot of the times you don't even know your neighbor, you know. You don't go over there and offer them a pecan pie, you know, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. Maybe that's how things were back in the day. Maybe that's not just how movies say it was. Who knows? But I think technology
Yeah.
has a lot to do with that, and white people now are just a little bit more shy on being open, on communicating with each other, and it kind of sucks. It does require though that that person
Yeah.
to have the
It
honest to just go up and talk to them.
no, no, for real. And the problem, I think one of them is the shyness can come across as just like a bad attitude or like a mean person.
I can
It's
see
like
that.
there's plenty of folks where it's like I give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's like
Yeah, that's
sometimes I can't really tell, you know?
no, and honestly, I think you have the right idea. You know, I do the same thing. You know, because of course there's somebody who say like you knew it, you had already met before, something like that, and you see them at a Walgreens later on or something. A lot of times, like part of you wants to say hi, but part of you is like shy to say hi, right? And I think that's something that a lot of people go through. And so when I see that happen to me and they don't come, like they notice me, but they don't come and talk to me, I keep that in mind. Like, oh, like they're just shy. Like I would be shy. Like I am shy right now. Actually, I wish I would go say hi to them, and I want to, but like I'm shy, you know, and I
Yeah.
know that it may seem and may come across as kind of like, oh, like this guy or whatever, you know, probably thinks he's better than
How
me.
far though do you think you should take the benefit of the doubt? Because like a lot of the way, like this is gonna sound a bit cheesy, but I think there's a great truth in it. A lot of the way that I have, at least in like my adolescence, begun to perceive the world was through films. Because films, they shed a lot of light on reality in ways that like we don't really speak about, but you get to see it.
Yeah,
And so like there's so many things I've learned from movies just about like human interaction and like human psychology and whatnot. And it's like I really have to wonder like how far do I take the benefit of the doubt? You know what I mean? It's like how far do I take it until I can recognize, oh, like there's a bit of chaos here.
I think that has to do with the severity of the case. Like for something like that, like you say, like somebody just didn't like, you know, acknowledge your presence or just didn't say hi
Yeah,
or
I mean
something.
that one is actually like a really like
Yeah,
it's a wimpish case, you know. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like sometimes people are just like mean to you.
yeah. And
They
so
just
going
are.
back to that, where you were saying like some people are just unreasonably mean, and then how far do you have to can you accept that essentially, right? Like I think when it comes to me, I mean, people have been mean to me, right? And not kill them with kindness, you know, is what I always
Mhm.
go with. Because we don't know. Like one thing I always try to keep in mind too is we don't know what they're going through, and we don't know if they're just projecting their anger or their hurt or anything like that, like towards you. And And who knows, you might be that person to change how their day went that day.
Yeah.
But knowing that they probably went through some really messed up stuff or whatever to get to that point, because I think naturally we all are not mean or dicks. I think naturally we are all social people. We all want to be nice. I think we all want to love. I think that's within our nature. Um, and so for somebody to get to that, you have to keep in mind that something happened. Maybe not, and maybe they're choosing to be this way for some reason. But does that really affect you? And does that energy is that energy like really necessary for you to exert onto them and to, I guess, put them in their place or something like that? Is that energy wasted? Like, is that necessary? Do you want to do that? I think that comes up to you, but I don't want to.
Like what I'm wondering is like, how far does kindness really go though? It's something I really have to wonder because some people, they just stay mean, man. And I keep bringing up order and chaos because I really like that dichotomy.
Mhm.
And I don't think that necessarily they have like good or bad connotations about them. I think it's like a part of being human.
Yeah, it's
And
like
so I
life.
feel like in the absence of that kindness is that invitation to chaos.
Hmm.
And there's like a dark romantic allure about it.
It
So
is.
it's like it's really just like wrestling with it, right? It's like how far do I take this kindness before I slip into just the chaos of like, I don't care, I don't want to talk to anybody, I'll be mean kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's like life and death. They both exist. And
And I
honestly,
wonder where my bad for cutting you off, but I just wonder where where that leaves order in between kindness and chaos. But go ahead.
but no, yeah, I was just saying that both life and death exist. They coexist, and both are beautiful things. In my opinion, some people may see it a little bit different, but I think it's part of makes life valuable. Is death? If we didn't have the other, then life wouldn't mean much. And so I guess also doing the same thing with kindness and somebody being rude and meanness, that has to be the same. And so if somebody, like you said, is just mean because they're mean and they're not going to change at all, then let it be. Let them be who they're going to be, and that's who they're going to be. And they're playing a role in their life,
And in
and
yours, eh?
and in ours. Yeah, they're playing a role in ours, in our life too, because you may learn from them as they may learn from you. Who knows what will happen exactly, but I think they both are there for a reason. Everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason, right?
Yeah. And the ultimate buildup to all of this is really just that. It's like there's so much we just can't control. And it's like we have to learn to just let go. At a certain point, it's like you just as much as you'd like to script a thing to happen or for a particular outcome to manifest, it's just like you have to let go.
I think that's something that could like creates anxiety actually. Somebody who is constantly trying to control situations and parts or aspects of their life when they can't, and that creates them that makes them very anxious because they feel like they're not in control. But they have to accept that not everything that happens in life you have control over. Sometimes you have to go with the flow, and where the flow might take you is going to be better than who knows wherever you were going to try to control it to.
Yeah. Do you have any experiences like that where you're like you were so set on this one thing to happen and it just didn't happen and then you realize later on, oh well, thanks that didn't happen.
I could probably think of some, but not one impactful enough to that it matters.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
can think of one actually that you've told me.
I have. Which one was it?
Yeah. It's the one about well really like how you met your girlfriend. Wouldn't you consider that one? Where it's
Oh,
like the timing just had its own like thing, eh?
that is true. That is true. We did kind of just let it go, and it did just kind of happen. You're right on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm curious, like, feel free to share what you want to share, what you don't want to share, but like I imagine like in the beginning it must have been really painful for you. Like, oh, the timing's not for me.
It
But
was, but then it wasn't. Like for that one, that was a special case, bro, because I've had other similar situations with women. Women are my poison. So,
Chewy, I'm gonna quote you on that one.
all right. So, I've had other similar situations where I guess I would say it was more hurtful, or you know what I mean. But with her, it was a special situation because there was this like beautiful, beautiful, and I'm telling you, like the most beautiful girl that I felt, at least in middle school, and a lot of other guys also felt too, actually. And so when I saw her, I was like, God smacked, like this girl is wow, you know. And but because of that, I was like, I don't got a chance. Way out of my league, you know. Remember, I was a skinny, high pitched, scrawny, like fugly little dude, you know, from LA wearing big baggy clothes, like my size, you know, like this. Like no, I didn't have no chance, bro. And this girl was from Colombia, beautiful, man. Like I'm telling you, man. My girlfriend's beautiful, by the way. Out there. And I'm so blessed to have her. Um, so yeah, but at that time I was really like, you know, I got no chance. And so I didn't really pay much of that, like it hurt me, you know, because I knew I had no chance and I really didn't try. And when I asked her out the first time, I was kidding. Like I was joking around, you know, but messing around, whatever. She ended up saying yes, but she was also kidding. And so we both went to our classes, and then after class, we met back and we're like, "Hey, you were kidding, right?" And then she was like, "Yeah," like, and I was like, "All right, cool, just making sure that we're good, right? We're friends." And I was like, "Yeah, we're friends. Like, don't worry about it." So we were boyfriend and girlfriend for a whole period. But you know, after that, even after that, like you know, I didn't take no hurt, no mean to it because, like I said, this girl was just way out of my league. So, but I was still like cool with having her as a friend. She was an amazing friend still. She says that I asked her out a second time. I don't remember that, but whatever, you know. And then it wasn't until way after high school she went to a different high school than I did because of zoning. And she went to U of H, and I think that's when we met. I had already finished from Lone Star, went to U of H, kind of ran into her, and she was like, "Oh, dang, like, how are you doing?" You know, we just kind of got it back into connection a little bit. She was hanging out with actually my friends, my small little group of friends, because I think that's important. The smaller, the better. You know, you're a family.
Yeah, I remember you told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And so we just all became just like all close friends. Sorry. And I don't know how. I don't know how she just started becoming like attracted to me, and then we just kind of started hitting it off a little bit, like way later, you know. And I asked her out on a couple dates, and we went on dates, and you know the rest is history. We ended up dating, and I actually got the girl. So for all the guys who are friend zoned over there, there's a chance. All right. She always says that it's because of her she let me out the friend zone, but hey, there's a chance. There's a chance. Take
You
that.
funny man, Trey. You funny man. Yeah. So in a way, that story does like demonstrate like you kind of let go. You put your hands up in the air, and like time found its way around, eh?
Yeah, exactly. You know, sometimes you do have to let go and just not control the situation because yeah, I guess yeah, timing is everything, and God has the time that you don't have, you know, like he knows when everything's gonna happen, you know, you don't. So just trust in him.
Yeah. I like that. That's deep. That's profound.
Yeah, I like to
Yeah.
keep him in the center sometimes, you know, so we forget about him. We forget about it with our everyday life. We're so busy trying to make it, so busy working. So we forget sometimes that he's there, but he's there for a reason, bro. Like he got you in heart, you know what I mean? Like and saying that honestly seems kind of messed up because I realize that there's a lot of different scenarios and other people's situations in life that are like not as good as they should be or where they should be. But I think even in those times, good things can happen, and,
Yeah.
and their life can be turned around. Also, you know, it just
No, I totally see that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mentioned to one of my other friends on the podcast how I this is a phase of my life that I'm really interested in the story of like Zachariah, where like in in our tradition, like when he sees Mary as like all these like gifts and sustenance, he's an old man and he wants a kid, and he's just so impressed by that. And he's like, he because of what he witnesses, he's like, I'm just gonna remain optimistic about God, remain patient, and so it's like, and in time, he's an old man, right? But
Yeah.
with time, he found himself a kid. So
Huh?
yeah.
Wait, but you say he found him his he was trying to find Mary, or what did you say, or find himself in marriage? What was that?
So the story goes that he visits Mary, right, the
Mary.
mother of Christ,
Oh, okay. Wow.
and she's got like God sends to the angels like fruits and like sustenance for her, right? He takes care of her. And
Mhm.
so when Zachariah, when he sees this, we call him Zachariah. He's just like so like, I mean, he's just amazed, he's impressed. He's like, wow, that's so beautiful. So he stands in his little corner, and then like he's an old man, his wife's an old lady, and his only wish is to just have a kid. And so he's like, if God can do this for Mary, well, I'm gonna hold on to my optimism and hold on to my patience, and I'm just gonna pray to God, and
Yeah.
I'll trust in Him. And God gave him a kid too. That's what we believe.
Yeah,
So I
beautiful.
like that. Yeah, the
And
optimism.
there's a lot of stories like in real world that happen like that. Like, and there's so many movies too that have came out that tell stories like that, where
Yeah.
it seems like faith isn't there, like it seems like God isn't there. And then in the end of it, like all of that pain that you went through, like was for a reason because it ended up being so grand in reward later.
Yes. Yes. And actually, Jordan Peterson says something very fascinating, which is that um, there's people they're like, life sucks and it gets so hard, and curse everything. Why should I even like believe like in any like in a God or whatever? Why should I have any faith? And Jordan Peterson's like, yeah, life really does suck, but it sucks a whole lot more without faith than it does with it. So I was like, yeah, that's deep. It's profound.
Facts. And it
Yeah.
happens for a reason, you know?
Happens for a reason. I love that you're saying that, Chewy. I love it.
If life were easy, like everything wouldn't be like anything you would ever accomplish. Wouldn't feel like good, I don't think, or you wouldn't feel like great gratification out of what you would accomplish if everything were so easy. Now since there's like life is hard, life is a B word,
Yeah.
but because you're gonna continue to strive and work hard and be a better person, like be virtuous. I'm actually learning this in my ethics class. And this is what is going to bring you into the good life, as they call it. Um, I believe that was a part of like Aristotle's belief or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, I'm sorry, I forget. But yeah, like that is a good life, like trying to have a medium of virtue and everything that comes with it, having a balance of these virtues, like not living in a vice of excess or of less than, um so yeah, bro, like I mean all of that kind of comes into play, and to for us to be better people and continue and strive and be better, but it's not going to be easy while you're going through that path. It's going to be very hard, but once you're getting to where you want to get to, or even like on the way getting closer and closer, it's going to feel like a lot more gratifying.
Yes, yes. And I have to hand it to you. You're one of those peers that I have where I've witnessed you, and like how hard you work. And it's like, wow, like that's something to behold and like admire. So
Thank you.
kudos to you on that.
Because it is very, very hard sometimes, like going through what I'm going through. I think a lot of people are also on the same path as I am. Like I'm working full time and I have been, and I'm a first generation in college, and so I don't know immediately like resources that I could use or ways and paths that I can take to kind of like make my dreams come true. So for me, I mean, right at this point, I'm speaking to whoever's gonna watch this later. um, so for me, like getting to where I want to be is taking a whole lot longer than anybody who I guess knows a little bit more of that. And honestly, that's not an excuse either, because I could have definitely gone to counseling and done all this other stuff, and done my own research and do everything. Like, I could have done all that, but I've heard so many bad things about counseling that I just decided not to do that. Since the beginning of college, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And also, I was a C student before college, and even the first beginning of college, so I really didn't buckle down until way later, and that's a whole problem within itself. But the point is, um, I mean, it took me 3 years to get my associates, working full time. Like I said, like I was trying to pay my way there instead of taking loans or grants and stuff like that. Like, I mean, grants I did take, but loans, like taking loans, like that's something that I didn't take advantage of. Knowing that I wanted to be a doctor one day, like knowing that, I should have done it. Like, I should have like taken full advantage of all of those resources, but I didn't, because my mom would always tell me like, no, don't get yourself in a debt. Like, it's gonna be really bad. But like me knowing that I'm gonna make it there, like no matter what, like, that's like my goal, like, or my milestone. Like that's I should have done it. And so now looking back, I regret it. I regret doing that. And so yeah, it took me 3 years to get my associates. I've now been in University of Houston for 4.5 years roughly. So 7 years working on getting my bachelor's before getting to med school, and I'm nowhere near. I still have like 2 years to go to like get my
Yeah.
bachelor's.
Well,
Uh,
you got this, man. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but
yeah,
we're about to run out of time. So I was wondering,
that 1 minute, I was like trying to wrap up.
yeah, do you have any closing thoughts? Anything that you felt like you wanted to say you didn't get a chance to, or something on your mind that you wanted to express?
Yeah, just that, like, if you're in my shoes, man, take loans. If you want to do what you want to do and you're gonna make some decent money later on, take loans, take advantage of all what you got, research, do everything like that. And if you're in my position still and you're kind of trying to get out of it, like, keep going, don't give up. Uh, everything happens for a reason. Go back to that. Be kind to everybody that you meet. I think, if you can be, keep an open heart and open mind. And yeah, I think that's what I can say.
Oh, I like it. Cool, cool. Yeah, well, thanks so much for being here, Joy. It was an awesome conversation.
Thank you, Omer. You're the man. Love you, bro. Can't wait to see you on campus.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, you take care, my friend.
All right, you take care and good night, bro.
Thanks.